is the meaning of event time estimations under the CPM method? A brief idea regarding to estimation of the event times. Event may be a phenomena, something observable at a given time. Event means it is a task. A task is consisting of two events, starting event and ending event. Event can be denoted by a circle or node, which is particularly representing a task. One task to another task, one event to another event. One task to another task, which can be connected by arrow. Arrow means already we know, denoted by activity, time duration. That means two tasks can be completed with a defined period. That is the style of network diagram. Event is a task which can be having a phenomena, something can be started and ended with a defined period of time, which is made with the help of the predetermined planning. That is, event may refer to a phenomenon, something observable at a given time. The project network really diverges from event planning. The execution and estimation of event time for the following purposes. How many events are taken into consideration in a network diagram, which can be decided with the following manner. The first one is project expenses and income. How much project expenditure to be incurred, cost, against how much income to be derived, that means budget income. Second one is operations and activities required to meet desired objectives, that means the scope. Operations, that means what are the total activities to be involved, required to completion of a project. Desired objective means completion of a project with a scope of duration, with a scope of expenses. Deadlines and time frames for every project task. Deadline, that means the project to be completed from this milestones to another milestone is a deadline. The deadline can be fixed with the help of the events. How many events are there in the network diagram? Each event is denoted by a deadline, which can be achieved with a predetermined constructive activity period. Let us go to discuss steps involved for identifying the event time estimations. Event time estimation is very much essential if you want to go to know the float and compress of the project schedule. That means reduce the project schedule. The both are taken into consideration or depends on event time estimations. How you will be goes to identify the event times? A defined process is adopted to know the event time estimations without any failure. The first step is activity definition. How many activities are involved in the network diagram with the connection of two events? Yes, there are two events which can be connected by activity. The activity's nature, purpose, effect and efficiency can clearly defined before going to preparation of a event time estimations table. Correct scheduling of the activity which can be focused on correct event time estimations. Otherwise, you are not able to get the correct time event estimations. Activity which can be a central concept which can be affect the two edges of the task, beginning edge and ending edge. which can be given a forward planning to succeeding event, which involves an activity is a scheduled phase in a project plan with a distinct beginning and end. Already I said, beginning and end. Activity network identifies the activity sequence and dependencies critical to the success of a project, one after another, with connecting the events. Two events connected, then it will goes to success. Two events connected, and end to connect. Using activity network, project management is able to identify the sequence of activities that should provide the most efficient time and duration estimates for the completion of a project. The activities that must be completed before other activities can be started. The activities that can be performed at the same time in parallel. Yes, a defined activity is consisting of a nature, that is, one activity was completed, the other activity started until to last. A series of activities can be linked with a series of events. Without events, there is no activity. Without activity, there is no event. That is the fundamental concept of the network analysis. A parallel activity is to be followed. Otherwise, there is no making of a comparison with reference to identification of the critical and non-critical activities. Time duration is also estimated when the activity is clearly defined, consisting of a duration, consisting of two edges with reference to optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic time durations of a project site, project environment. So, first step is activity definition. No approximation, no imagine, which can be correctly, accurately estimate the time with reference to project environment. Second step is resource estimation. When our activity was defined, task was defined, immediately resources to be estimated, particularly cost related resources. Cost related resources means money, investment. Otherwise, you are not able to complete the task or activity within a stipulated period. So, once the requirements and goals are identified with reference to activity, effect, and edges, limitations, the next task is estimation of the resources, supporting resources. Maybe finance, maybe a manual, maybe a technological, maybe any other supported resources. Those resources are required to completion of a project work. That is, once the requirements and goals are identified, it's time to take a look at all the supporting resources, everything and everyone that can play a part to help you reach your goals and to be identified at this stage. Additionally, during this step, you will clarify on all that materials, you means project manager, materials, peoples and other resources are available and what you need to outsource. That means any technology is brought from outsource. Yes, go and make a contract. Any document is coming from outsource or any consultancy is required from outsource. Those are arranged at first. Therefore, at this stage, the manager get an estimation of the budget requirements as well. Budget requirements particularly finance, budget requirement particularly human resources, budget recruitment particularly suppliers, materials, etc. These all are estimated with reference to estimation of a correct event time estimations. The third step is duration estimation. Duration means time. Already resources is over, time to be estimated at each and every activity. Why? Because two tasks are completed with reference to duration. First part started and ended. The duration is 9 days. Okay. According to the previous 9 days, the duration of the second event to be estimated with a sequential order. That is, since project time is management is focused on time, the estimation, the time requirements is one of the most essential steps. With all resources, aims, goals and requirements previously calculated, estimating the time requirements becomes easier and more accurate. Whenever resources are over and aims and goals are set right by the project manager, then you will goes to focus on estimating the time requirements to become very important and also more accurate. Otherwise, we are not able to complete the project within a stipulated period. Additionally, this is the step where you calculate the details of each step. That means the further steps can also, depending on this step, time estimation. Get an estimation of how long each step will take, how the timeline of the process will go on, where you can adjust the delays and where things needed to be done strictly on time. The central conclusion of this para is estimation of a time can also influence on the other steps. How long each and every steps to be completed or work in progress to be making of a timeline towards the total process of the project work. That is the importance of duration of timing. Schedule development, that means the total timetable, like a timetable. How long one activity was completed, when the second activity was started, when the second activity was completed, with the interlink up to end activity. A time schedule to be prepared and developed to maintain a appropriate project environment or culture. Strictly, the time can be maintained, followed to remove the project delays and unknown accidents. Assign all team members. How to making of a schedule development? This is a task of a team members consisting of experienced and knowledgeable persons. Additionally, when you are developing a schedule, make sure you add details of all the responsible people for a task. Be clear on how much time is allowed for each task. If possible, added in expected obstacles along with a guide on how to overcome them so that your team does not feel lost. How to making up the appropriate schedule, time schedule? Yes, it is one project which can be handled by a set of members, a team to be set right, given a responsibility to make the schedule, overall project starting and completion and execution and progress assessment. Next step is schedule control. When you have prepared a schedule, time schedule, like a timetable, project completion timetable, then you will goes to focus on schedule control. That means here, while preparing the schedule, sometimes maybe happen idle time, wastage of time, overtime, under time. These are all elements to be maintained and managed and analyzed before going to finalize the schedule. That is, developing a schedule is not enough. What's more important is implementing it, and if need raises, improving it. Important and implementation. Implementation means practicing the schedule is also very much important. Additionally, keeping an eye on all team members to ensure that the schedule is being followed is one of the most important steps of the project time management. Moreover, if unexpected hurdles, hinders the process, you should know how to work around them to avoid delays in your project completion. Schedule control means to avoid the unnecessary work movements, which involves unnecessary work movement can also involve enjoying the time. Here wastage of time. Unnecessarily the time is taken in consideration by the unnecessary work movements. Those are eliminated by controlling of the project schedule. Let us go to main concept of this question is types of event time estimations. There are 4 events time estimations identified, namely early start time, early finish time, latest start time, latest finished time. These are the 4 event time estimations in any project. Before going to know the 4 events, first of all, components to be involved in event time estimations can also called as features of event time estimations. Let us go to see a brief idea regarding to event time estimations propositions. The first one is a project schedule are the primary dates that are calculated in any project schedule. Primary schedule, primary dates. Primary dates means a date will be goes to start. Primary work to be start. Each and every activity is having a primary date. Project schedule or primary dates are calculated, fixed in the total project schedule. The second one is the early start dates of the project should are the earliest that any activity in the schedule can be scheduled to start given the logic and constraints of the schedule. Early start, that means the activity started just now. There are 2 events. The first event is always representing the early start. Just now the activities have started. For example, total activity duration is 10 days. First day at started, that means early start. The early finish of the activity is the schedule is the earliest that the activity can be scheduled to be completed within the logic and constraints of the schedule. Already said 2 events, one circle, second circle connected by arrow. First circle denoted by early start, second circle denoted by early finish of each and every activity. The late start of an activity is the latest that a project activity can be scheduled to be started without having the reschedule the calculated early finish of the project. Late start, whenever one event to second event, then second event to third event. Now the third event is 2 is the latest start, which can be scheduled and calculated. The latest finish of an activity is the latest that the project activity can be finished without having to rescheduling the late finish of the project. 1-2, 2-3, at 2 latest start, at 3 latest finish. Latest finish. Next one is the late finish of the project is the late finish of the last activity to be completed in the project. Already I said 1, 2, 2, 2 to 3, at 3 latest finish. The schedule that is made up the early start and the early finish of each activity in the schedule is called the early schedule. Other name, early start 1-2 at 1 early start and early finish at 2 early finish is also called as early schedule, latest schedule. The schedule that is made up the latest start and late finish each activity in the schedule is called the late schedule. Early start, early finish can also call as early schedule. latest start and latest finish can also called as latest schedule. Let us go to four types of event time estimation. So the first one is early starting time, simply called as EST. It represents the earliest time when activity can be started. Already said simple 1-2, 2-3. At 1 earliest starting time, provided that the preceding activities, if any, have been completed at their earliest time. Mathematically, equation is EST equal to EST of tail event of an activity, which can be explained with the help of the next diagram. First of all, mathematically, EST can be calculated EST of tail event of an activity. That is, the phase early state the date refers to the specific point on the critical path method, which represents the earliest possible point at which the as vector to be completed segments of a specific schedule activity or the project in general can begin. What are the features of early start time? The determination of this particular early start date is dependent on a number of variables. Determination of particular early start based on number of variables. Variable in the sense here event, nature, number of tasks, number of events, number of nodes, etc. These are all our variables should be effectively depends. These variables includes the determining the date, all factors relating to the schedule network logic, as well as any particular schedule restraints that have been determined to be a factor for consideration. Variables include determined date, factors relating to the schedule network. Factors relating to schedule networks means nature, logic, sequence, etc. It is important to keep in mind that these early start dates are not set in stone and can in fact change as the situation dictates. For example, during the progression, if the project could fall behind or more ahead of schedule, which could ultimately lead to a modification of the project management plan. That means early start time can be made a fact change of the situation, where the early start time can also depending on the arrangement of resources. Shortage of resources, where if you want to go to early start time can be make a delay. Earliest finishing time, as I said 1-2, at 1 earliest starting, at 2 earliest finishing time. That is, the earliest finishing time represents or denoted by EST of the tail event plus the activity duration. Mathematically, EFT equal to EST plus normal duration. Already calculated EST in above. For example, EST is 20 plus normal duration of one activity is 2. 20 plus 2 equal to 22 is the early finish time. Additionally, it represents the earliest time when an activity can be started, provided that the preceding activities, if any, have been completed at their earliest time. Therefore, the EST of an event is the EST of its tail event plus the time duration of the preceding activity. Already I said EST of tail event is any above, which is called EST plus normal time duration, which can be explained like this. Fourth one is latest finishing time. That is, already I said 1-2, 2-3. At 2 latest finishing time, at 3 at 2 latest starting time, at 3 latest finishing time. The latest finishing time of activity represents the latest time by which activity must be completed without delaying the completion of the entire project beyond the time target. Mathematically, LFT equal to LFT of head event slack, which can be explained with the help of the diagram in the next phase. That is, the LFT of an activity represents the latest time by which the activity must be completed with delaying the completion of the entire project beyond the time target. Latest starting time. It is a time which can be estimated at precedence event. That is, as I said, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. At 2 event, latest starting time. At 3 event, latest finishing time. The latest starting time of an event is the latest time of our start of that event. That means after completion of the first event, then it will go to start the next event without delaying completion of the project within the stipulated time. It is computed by subtracting the activity duration from the latest completion time of the activity. The latest completion time was calculated with the above formula. Mathematically, LST equal to LFT minus normal duration of the activity, which can be explained in the next. That is, the latest starting time for an event is the latest time for start of that event without delaying the completion of the project within a stipulated time. It is computed by subtracting the activity duration from the latest completion time of the activity. Another way, LST equal to LFT of the head event slack minus activity duration leading to that event. This is the latest starting time. Another one is float. Already we know what is the meaning of a float. It is a time delay at any activity which can be explained within the meaning of a event time estimations. Float is the amount of time that a task in a project network can be delayed without causing a delay to subsequent tasks for project completion, without change of the total project completion, which can be happened in any one of the activity. It is the difference between the finish date of the latest activity on the critical path and the project completion date. Mathematically, total float equal to latest starting time LST minus earliest starting time EST, which can be identified by total float. Example: a project schedule has the following characteristics: activity 1-2, 1-4, 1-7, 2-3, 3-4 and 4-5, 4-8, 5-6, 6-9, 7-8, 8-9. Duration maybe days or weeks or months. 2, 2, 1, 4, 1, 5, 8, 4, 3, 3, 10. Construct the network and event time estimations. This is a network. Listen, this is a network here. Network diagram. 1-2, 2, 1-4, 2, 1-7, what I have taken here 7, 1, 2-3, 2, 2, 3, here, 3 to 6, 3 to 6 here, this one, 4 to 5, this is a 4 to 5 here, 5 to 6, 5 to 6, 6 to 9, 6 to 9 here, 7 to 8 here, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 8 to 9. This is a diagram. This is a network diagram. Let us go to calculate the event time estimations. If you want to go to estimate the event, first of all, you will go to calculate the earliest starting time and latest finishing time. E and L. See here, earliest starting time, latest finishing time. Got it? These two to calculate it with the help of the forward passing method and backward passing method. At an first event, EST, E1 equal to 0, L1 equal to 0. At the first activity, bluntly in each and every diagram, E1, earliest starting time at event 1, 0, it is 0. Always zeros. Earliest starting time can be calculated with the forward passing method. For example, here, earliest starting time E2 equal to 2. That means this is before this 2. For example, here E3 forward passing method, add 2, 4, 6, this one 6. For example, here EST calculated before all. For example, it was reached to 2 ways like this: 2, 4, 1, 7, keep in one place. Another path is there: 2, 5, 4, 11. In forward passing method, small characteristics to be deleted, high characteristics are considered. Whenever more than one path to reach the at sixth event, again, if you want to go to reach the sixth event, you are going first of all this way. Add this one 6 to 7. Here put 7. Another path is there. If you want to go to reach the at the event 6, like this. This is 11. Under forward passing method, only highest characteristics are taken into consideration. Lowest characteristics are cancelled. It will like this. Like all activities. For example, you want to go to take here at E8, early start time at 8 event. You are reaching this way. 2, 8, 10. Keep here. Next, we are also reaching this one. 1, 4, 4. 4 was cancelled, only taking 10. Under forward passing method, we are taking only a high amount of characteristics. This is a very simple. Earliest starting time here is 10. Like that. Earliest starting time at event is 7. Like that. If you want to go to calculated latest finishing time, latest finish time to be calculated on the basis of the backward passing method. For example, first coming from this. While calculating earliest starting time, we are coming this side, from left to right. Now here, if you want to calculate latest finishing time, we are coming from right to left with the subtracting. First of all, blunt. In last event, the earliest latest finishing time is critical path duration. Well, how much critical path duration? 15. That means EST 15 and LST 15. Same. Why? Because there are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 paths are there. While calculating the earliest start at event 9, we are coming, highest is 15, next something low, something low, something low. So the highest is taking into consideration, lowest are cancelled. Like that. In the last event, by blunt, AST equal to critical path duration, LFT equal to critical path duration, both are same. That means here blunt 0, 0, here blunt critical path duration. Now, if you want to go to calculate latest finishing time at event 6, how it is calculated? Now 15 minus 3 equal to 12. 12 is the latest finishing time. If you want to go to calculated latest finishing time at event, how it will be obtained? From subtracting from 15. 15 minus 3 minus 4. 15 minus 7 equal to 8. Come here. If you want to go to calculated latest finished time at event 7, how it is possible? Subtracting. 15 minus 5 minus 3. 7. If you want to go to calculate latest finishing time at event 4, subtracting. There are 2 paths are there to reach the event 4. Same. 15 minus 3 minus 4 minus 5. 12. 15 minus 12. 3. Now here. 15 minus 5 minus 8. 15 minus 13. 2. Now you are here, while in the backward passing method, we are consider only least character. While in forward movement, high character will be considered. In backward passing method, low character can be considered, high character cancelled. At event 4, low character is 2, high character is 3. 3 cancelled. Like that, all are calculated. The same I was explained. Calculation of EST and LFT. EST calculation. Forward passing method. E1 0. Already I said. E2 2 at 2. E3 2 plus 4 6 like that. LST calculation. L9 backward passing method. L8 15 minus 5 like that. Whenever we are having in backward passing method, 2 is considered, highest lowest value is considered. In forward passing method, highest value is considered. I have taken a tick mark. A table to be prepared. This is the activity. Already we have given in above example 1-2, 1-2, etc. EST. Now EST 1-2. 1-2 EST equal to 0. This is 0. 1-3 0. This is 0. 1-4 0. Sorry, 1-7 0. Like that. For example, 2-3 EST equal to 2. Like that I have taken into the consideration. Like that. EST. Now LFT. Latest finishing time. Let's go to see here. Latest finishing time. 1-2 latest finishing time 7. 2-3 latest finishing time 11. Like that. What I have explained here. Now LFT, LST, latest starting time. LFT minus duration. That means 7 minus 1-2 duration. How much? 1-2 duration is 2. 7 minus 2, 5. Like that. Now EFT. How it will be obtained? EST plus duration. Already EST is there, 0. EST plus duration, 0. Duration is 1-2, 2. 0 plus 2. 1-4. EST is 0. Normal duration is 2. 2. EST is 0. Normal duration is 1 added. Is called EFT. This is the calculation procedure of EST, LST, LFT and EFT. Thank you.